How are we going, guys? So I've not done a video for a while, but thought we'd get back on the videos and get the information back out there. Today I'm going to talk about something that we call intermittent dieting. Now what this is where you have 2 weeks where you're in a calorie deficit and then 2 weeks where you are at maintenance, and then you just repeat the cycle for as long as you need. Now, a study last year shown that the actual weight loss was significantly greater with people that did this intermittent dieting, and that there was significantly less weight regain 6 months after this protocol had been carried out. So we're going to look at a little bit as to why this might be the case and why this might be a beneficial method for you guys. So it's always important to remember, guys, that weight loss, fat loss happens by being in a calorie deficit. There's nothing magic about intermittent dieting. It's just, it seems to be helping with what we call adherence. It is psychologically much easier to stick to a calorie deficit, knowing that you only have to last for 2 weeks before you then go back to maintenance calories, as opposed to thinking I've got 3-4 months of a continuous deficit. Psychologically, it's just much easier. It also means that you can probably push the calorie deficit a lot harder, knowing that it's only 2 weeks before coming back to maintenance. So again, it just helps with long-term adherence to a calorie deficit, which is always in the long run going to be more beneficial for your fat loss. For females as well, this is quite a useful method because we can plan it around your menstrual cycle. You know that in the last 2 weeks of the menstrual cycle, you tend to probably feel a lot more hungry, tired, a bit more cranky, and your gym performance is more than likely going to drop away. So why not plan this intermittent dieting around your menstrual cycle so those 2 weeks at maintenance calories fall in the last 2 weeks of your cycle, again making long-term adherence to a calorie deficit easier and making life through your menstrual cycle a lot easier also. So it's probably something to consider, especially for females, to try this intermittent dieting. Another interesting fact that this study did highlight is that it appeared that there was a lot less metabolic adaptation whilst in a dieting phase. So what this is where the body's calorie requirement drops in an attempt to combat the calorie deficit, and you become more efficient at saving energy, meaning it becomes increasingly more difficult to keep maintaining the same deficit. With this intermittent dieting, it appeared that this occurred to a lesser degree, meaning that your ability to maintain a certain deficit is possibly easier, and again, long-term adherence will be much better because you'll see results continuously keep coming. So those of you who struggle with your long-term dietary adherence, I would probably recommend giving this a go. So it is 2 weeks in a calorie deficit and 2 weeks at maintenance calories. Now it's important to note that because we do go back to maintenance every 2 weeks, it may take longer for you to reach a certain goal. However, it probably might make the journey a lot smoother and a lot easier to adhere to. So give yourself a little bit longer, but probably be more successful in the long run. If you've got any questions about intermittent dieting, guys, or anything at all, please don't hesitate to comment below or give me a message, and I'll be happy to get back to you. Have a great day, guys, and I will see you tomorrow.